Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay as all right, my friend, because you know why? Bad times don't last forever because after every storm there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light at the end of the tunnel, whichever one you prefer, my friend, okay? I have faith in you. You got this. Motivation is the key as well as manifestation and prayers. So keep going. Don't stop until you know you have reached the full potential that you have been looking for, praying for, as well as manifesting with that blueprint. And keep on going. Believe in yourself and give yourself grace. And don't feel guilty when you have to take a break or have to reset. Okay? Okay. Once again, hey y'all, what's poppin'? If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? As we are now in October, y'all, it feels so unreal because it's like 2025, I feel like just started yesterday. And now we're getting closer to the wire. We're getting close to holiday time, the best time of the year. I love how holiday time is towards the end of the year because it helps us also get to unwind, but also it helps us understand that, okay, I really got to get prepared and I really still got to put, keep going, keep pushing, but also it reminds us that, the good times are coming and we got this. So yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank you all so very much for your time and patience. I also thank you guys so much for your support, like from the listening, watching, however way you guys support. I sincerely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Just looking at the comments, the likes, the DMs, the newsletters, as well as the numbers when it comes to how you guys are listening to me or watching me and stuff like that. It just brings me so much joy because now that Vibing with E is now have a LLC, meaning we're official in the states of Maryland. It's so unbelievable, but it also gives me a heads up and also letting me know that okay, I gotta step up. It's a lot of things I gotta do. I gotta step up on some things. I gotta take a little bit of things a little bit more seriously, and I gotta get the people what they want. So I thank you all so very much for your time, your patience, your support. I really, 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 really sincerely appreciate it a lot because without your guys listening and watching, I don't think I would be at this point right now. And either way, too, I always tell y'all when y'all in like any type of business, like content, modeling, whatever, don't, sometimes don't get so lost in the numbers because I appreciate even when there's not a lot of numbers. Regardless, it's just my motive is if I can't help a lot of people, as long as I can help someone, and it seems like I'm helping a lot of y'all, and it still brings me joy regardless, because you guys has finally made me understand that this is my purpose, this is my calling, and I love what I do, and I'm not going to stop it. Okay. Okay, so we already went into the introduction. So I'm reading the stuff off of the newsletter because it is a new month. So that means we're on the 16th newsletter. October vibes is healing, heritage, and habits, thriving through change. And this is part one, and it's 5 Wednesdays in October. So you guys will get 4 vibes a day and you'll get one wellness one-on-one lesson. And that'll be wellness one-on-one lesson 20. Like, wow. We get 24. Well, 24 I think will happen. 24 will happen next year when it turns 1 year old in I think February. So that's so crazy. Like Vibing Out with Guest turns 1 in February, as well as wellness one-on-one lessons turn 2. I'm sorry, y'all, turns 2 next year. So it's super crazy. And Vibing with E, the whole establishment turns 3 June 15, 2026. So it's so crazy. Like it's just so phenomenal. Like thank you all so very much from the guests, future guests, past guests, everything. Like I really, really do appreciate you guys from listening all over internationally, everything. Like I'm just so grateful. So, like I mentioned, you always do the introduction, like, hope you're feeling amazing, doing amazing, yada, yada, yada. But we're stepping into October, and this month theme is all about healing, heritage, and habits, thriving through change. October is the season of is the season of transformation. Leaves change, the air shifts, and life reminds us that growth often comes through transformation. This is our time to embrace healing from the past, honor our heritage, and create habits that help us thrive through whatever changes life brings. This week's challenge: take one step at a time. Take one step each day, that honors your healing, your history, or your habits. That might mean journaling about what you have overcome, connecting with family traditions, or starting a new positive routine. Small actions lead to lasting changes. Okay? So I always go with give you y'all a little insight of the next Vibe It Out with guests, and then we go into the vibe of the day. So, y'all, we are on the 23rd guest appearance. That means we have 23 episodes for Vibing Out with Guests. Like, that is super, super dope. So, Vibing Out with Guests, 23rd guest appearance, the week of October 3rd, 2025. Friday drops at 5:30 p.m. Vibing Out with Guests is proof that every story, no matter where it starts, has the power to inspire others. This series continues to grow, and today's episode is a reminder of why we start real conversations that inspires, uplifts, and connect. In this inspiring conversation, we sit down with a nice young man named Deshaun, who has a passion for advocating for the youth mentorships and community change here in Baltimore City. Drawing from his own life experiences, Deshaun opens up about the realistics of crime, the challenges young people face in school, and the value role public resources and guides play in shaping brighter futures, as well as impacting with the youth mental health and their wellness. His story highlights the importance of mentorship, resilience, and creating a safe space where young people are thriving rather than being written off. Topics we covered was why mentorship and guidance are essential for today's youth, the connections between crime, school, and community resources. With the crime part, y'all, we dive into how can we reduce crimes to stop within the children, and how we can focus on navigating them to understand that their mental health and everything that they're doing is very important and to lead them down to the wrong path, so the rabbit hole. Real life lessons on building trust and showing up for young people, the importance of school and organizing, stepping up to support students, and how resentment and leadership can change can change our trajectory, of this generation. So y'all, please tune in for an empowering conversation filled with truth, wisdom, and the reminder that intervening in the youth means investing in their future. So please, y'all, please listen to that, because that session, Vibe Out with Guests with him was super dope, and I'm super, super excited for you guys to hear it. Stay connected. Follow us on Instagram at vibing.with.e. Use the hashtag vibing.with.e to share your favorite moments and reflections. And until next time, okay, for our next vibe of the day, Vibing Out with Guests. October bookings are open. I am willing to take online sessions as well, and in person. If you're in the DMV area and you want to come down here to get a session, please follow us on Instagram. The link tree is in everywhere you listen to Vibing with E, as well as Vibing Out with Guests. And yeah, then we get it right then and there. So let's get into the vibe of the day. Vibing with E weekly check, where meaningful conversations meet growth and real life connections. The week of October 1st, Wednesday drop. So a new episode, this is episode 123. And today's episode is Healing, Heritage, and Habits, Thriving Through Change. So the whole purpose of this episode is to be thriving through change, as well as understanding the healing, heritage, and habits that all form into it, because October is Heritage Month, breast cancer awareness, a lot of mental health, mental health, I think, awareness month, etc., etc. So this episode will explore how healing, honoring your roots, and cultivating international habits can help you not only survive change but also thrive through it. Together, we explore what it means to carry wisdom from the past into the present while preparing for the future. In this episode, we will cover why healing is necessary for growth and balance, how embracing heritage grounds us in identifying in strength, the power of habits and building resentment during seasons of change, real life tools to thrive, through transformations with grace and courage, and why change is not something to fear but an invitation to evolve. This conversation is a reminder that every chance is a chance to rest, realign, and rebuild. So yes, y'all tuned in, and we gonna get this together. And we have a quote. We didn't have a quote for this week because I was like, the quote of the week is always the quote of the day. So I mean, like, y'all will hear the quote of the day. Well, I might as well just give y'all the quote of the day that impacts with the week now, because I'm gonna say it again at the end. So like, why not just give it to y'all now? So the quote of the day is, change is not the end, it's the beginning of something new, unknown. So change is not the end, it's the beginning of something new. Okay? So let's get into it. If you're new here, I break down every vibe of the day as well as wellness 101 lesson by the definition. What's the purpose of this vibe or wellness lesson? Giving insights from online as well as my own twist. And I break it down to the 5 W's. And then I give you guys a quote, like I just gave y'all a quote of the day that impacts with the quote of the week. And thank you for tapping in tips and then some more stuff along the way. And I always encourage you guys to at least learn at least 3 to 5 important information, 3 to 5 important key information, key notes, information, whatever you want to call it, within these vibes or wellness lesson of the day, because they're very important. They're very important, and I feel like it's very important for you guys to know, if that makes sense. It might not make sense right now, but it's gonna make sense in the end. So before we get started, y'all, I have a fan. Hold on, y'all. So y'all will be seeing the back of the screen real quick. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, now we're live. Because it wasn't on at first, and I was like, OMG, that thing is not on. I have a fan, y'all, in the background. And because when you have like Sony cameras, I don't know if it's the same way with a Nikon, but they overheat. Okay, the cameras will overheat. Like if you was here when I started using the Sony camera, and sometimes my camera would stop, it's because it would overheat. And shout out to my engineer for letting me know that I need to buy a fan for my camera. And I was like, I think I just need to stop using it at a certain time. I think it's the lights or whatever. He was like, maybe the lights, but you might need a fan too. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do that. I was like, okay, fine, I do that. And ever since then, the fan has been like literally a lifesaver, and it's been like phenomenal. So let's get into it. Let's get into the vibe of the day. Well, wait a minute, guys, because I got a text message. Let me make sure that I get that out the way. Because, it gets busy, and when it's family involved, I have to make sure that they are okay. Because it gets a little crazy when you work from home, When you work from home 2 days out the week, and then 3 days out the week, you're in the schoolhouse and things like that. So, but it's okay. It's all right, we all good. Everything's all good. Hold on, y'all. Let me clear my throat because my throat is a little itchy. Sorry. Y'all know when I talk to y'all, it's so much I gotta tell, and I don't want to be dehydrated. Okay, so let's get into it. So today's vibe of the day, the 123 episode, is healing in transitions, embracing change with grace. So what's the definition? The definition for this vibe is about finding peace in the middle of life shift. Healing in transitions, meaning learning to accept change, release what's behind, and step forward with hope. It's about seeing transitions not as losses, but as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Changes and involving, but we handle it can either hold us back or propose us forward. So the whole purpose of this is we have to embrace these changes that come with our life. Like going back to the wellness lesson within learning how to not feel guilty about taking breaks or feeling guilty about what comes our way. So with this episode is mainly us really taking the time to really understand that it's okay to embrace these changes and know that these changes are here for a reason, and they maybe be able to help us during these seasons. And like they say, people come for a reason and some people are here for a season. When things in our life, most of the time they're coming for reasons, because it's time for us to shape some things up within our personal life and our professional life. The relationships that we build, the relationships that we want to build, learning how to trust again, learning how to not trust certain things, and etc., etc. But the whole purpose of this vibe is just about us finding the peace in the middle of this life shifting. Because, like I said, we are in the 10th month of this year. Like, we have 2 more months to go, November, December. And then before you know it, we will be in 2026. Excuse me. And I feel like every time when the summer comes to an end, like in September, like September 23rd or 22nd, that's when life really shakes up the room for everyone. Because not only does our life start to change, but things around us start to change in nature. Like daylight savings starts to, it ends. And I started to see, because on my watch, y'all, I have like the time where I can see when the sun goes up, when the sun go down. And today they said the sun will go down at 6:51. Y'all, usually the sun will go down like what, 8 o'clock? But now the sun is going down at 6:51. So that means that the sun going down at 6:51, that means the sun probably is going to rise like what, probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's already preparing, as well as the weather is changing. Like, fall is really here. Like, I went on vacation, y'all, last week to go to my cousin's wedding in Charlottesville, Virginia. It was like breezy. It wasn't really humid out there, but it was nice and warm. And it's just like everything is changing. Everything's changing, as well as for us human beings. We're changing the way how we look, how we think, how we handle things, and how we're dressing because of the weather. But overall, we're changing for the better. So don't feel like you're changing is for the worse. No, it's for the better, because at times we do have those feelings like, oh my gosh, I'm changing for the better. And some people be thinking, no, you're changing for the worse. And in this case, I feel like with you embracing change with grace, be happy about it, as well as be satisfied about it. Because people are going to talk all day long about, oh my God, he or she changed, I don't like this, da, da, da. My friend, to you, from me to you, embrace this with grace. Don't feel guilty about nothing. Be able to do for you, but also don't be afraid to be ashamed to speak vocally onto what you really, really, really passionate about. Don't be afraid to manifest these things you want, as well as do not be afraid to go out there and take a chance on what you really want to do, because closed mouths don't get fed, and you don't know how the outcome will be if you don't try. And it's okay to keep trying, because it's not perfect. And you know what's for you, and I know what's for me. But I know and I guarantee you that it's going to make sense. However you put it, why you put it the way you do, just be able to embrace this change. Be able to find the peace in the middle of this life shifting. Healing is very important when it comes to us transitioning and learning how to accept these changes, because it also helps us release all the stress and worry and doubt that we had and leave it where it's at in the past, so we can focus on the present, as well as when it comes to the future, we already be prepared on what we can take and what we cannot take, who we taking with us and who we're not taking with us, as well as seeing this transition as a new start and not as a loss. We have to be able and be grateful to evolve in this new change and embrace it. And don't feel guilty about it. One thing I'm going to keep saying, do not feel guilty about anything you do, you say, you wear, how you are, because that's you. And the people that is going to expect it are the ones that's for you. And the ones that's not, they're not for you. We're learning every day. And trust me, it is sometimes feel like it's a crime, but I guarantee you it's not a crime to learn. at all, because you're learning every day, inside four walls and outside four walls. Sometimes you're being a teacher to people you don't even know it, because most of the time we always see ourselves as a student. But baby, you can be a teacher and you don't even have to have the certificates and the degrees. But it's very important too to understand that enjoy this. Enjoy everything that comes with life. Learn from the changes. Don't feel guilty about it. Embrace the change with grace, but also be really able to sit back and enjoy it, as well as finding peace in the middle of it. Because that's the whole point of when us humans want to change and do stuff for the better. We want to find peace in it. Because something previously did not bring us peace, or we didn't get any joy, and we didn't feel like we did it with grace. And now that we're doing all these things with grace and balance and stuff, it's like now I feel heard. I feel seen. I feel me. I feel important. This is my new normal. Okay? So be happy with it, but also learn that it's okay to go through these challenges. It's totally fine, because we all go through these things in life. We all do. But the whole purpose is to be able to be prepared for it, but also healing in this. Being able to heal, as well as being able to just sit back and just see how things are going. Because sometimes too, we never really sit back and observe. We never really jot down how we feel, or just, express ourselves, because we feel like, if we do that, am I really living in the moment? And you are, because that also gives you time to sit back and reflect. Reflection is key, and reflection is needed. If you don't do that, then what's the purpose of even seeing how far you've come to see your progress? If you don't do that, you're screwed.
Transition.
Oh, y'all, sorry. Siri wants to go in here and talk about transition too, but cool. So next, we're going to tap into who it impacts. First and foremost, this impacts everyone. Before I get deep into the details, this impacts everyone, from children to young adults, teenagers, older adults, middle-aged adults. It impacts every human being. This impacts us all. Everyone. This impacts everyone. I don't care who you are, what you identify as, how many hats you wear. This impacts you, my friend. And I want you to listen very closely. Anyone experiencing change, that means everyone, from students adjusting to a new school year, professors pivoting into careers, piloting in careers, families facing new dynamics, or individuals walking through personal transitions. Transitions impacts everyone at some point in life, and often is in unexpected ways. Learning how to navigate these seasons with patience and courage makes all the difference. Everyone's impacted. Like I said, everyone's impacted. Students are impacted with even adapting to a new chapter in life, with elevating within a new grade, probably at a new school, with new people in general. Me as a student, I can speak on me from being an undergrad to now a grad student. It's a big transition that I had to embrace. I had to be comfortable with it, because it was very nerve-wracking. And then having to mentally prepare for everything that's going on. Professors are even dealing with the same thing, preparing for a new group of students, preparing for probably a new subject they have to teach, new course, have to teach, a new classroom, a new whole shift, maybe pay rate, everything. Parents have to deal with too, new dynamics that come. Sometimes, the children are getting older, or you're adding additions to the house, or adding physical additions to your house, like maintenance and things like that. As well as too, individuals ourselves. We are walking through personal transitions, such as this one I'm going to really throw out there the most is building trust, as well as for self-awareness and self-comfort. The reason I want to put those out most for individuals, because we all go through this. Building trust is one thing that we all go through, I feel like, because it takes time for you to really be comfortable with someone, as well as to even want to have someone in your space. Y'all cannot tell me I'm lying, because it's so crazy, y'all. I did a training for my school, and the training was based on owning my stuff. Owning my stuff, y'all. The training was called Owning My Stuff as an adult. And the questions had me so it was like a self like pacer type test wise. It wasn't like a test, it was just like an open discussion. And the first one question was like, what do you feel you fit most in? And I was like self-awareness, self-control, things like that. Because I'm at that point where now I know what's for me, what's not for me. My triggers, my green flags, my red flags. And a lot of my classmates was like building relationships were for them. And for me, vice versa, switch around. What do you need to work on? And I said building relationships. Had to sip on that one, y'all. And the reason why I said that one really hit me to the core is because at first, when you have to do things like that, open discussions, that everybody's answer is not the same as yours, it make you feel like, oh my gosh, I feel embarrassed. That used to be me when I was a kid. And I know you all probably feel the same way. But I'm going to tell you this. As an adult, a teenager, whoever is listening, I'm going to tell you this. Don't feel ashamed that you stand out in certain things in life. It's okay. Because that's why we're different. That's why we are not the same. We don't look the same. We don't act the same. That's okay. But we're humans at the end of the day. I tell y'all, not everybody was saying they need to work on their self-awareness, self-evaluation. I'm sitting here like, I need to work on building trust. And I'm going to tell y'all why. We all go through experiences in our life where we did not learn to embrace the change with grace, as well as when it came to understanding that things are happening slowly for a reason. And me, in this new chapter of my life, I'm learning how to embrace change with grace now. I'm learning to understand that it's okay to be different. I'm learning to understand that right now is not my time to have certain stuff, but I am going to be thankful and be grateful with the things I have in my life now that I can control, as well as to the people who are in my life, and I know for a fact it's sincere. Because when you enter these new chapters in your life, under many hats that you have to think before you step into these lights, before all the titles came in, you still were you with your name. Like before all these titles stuff came in, I was Erica. E came in when things started bumping and jumping off with the podcast. But Erica, since birth, had to really prepare and deep dive and understand the world around her. And yes, I'm talking about myself in third person. Because sometimes you need to talk about yourself in third person to understand who you are. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like you know yourself better than the next person. And I learned that too, y'all, undergrad, when it came to getting recommendations for school or jobs. People are giving you recommendations because of what they see. But you know more about yourself than the next person. And sometimes we do get a little bit of flabbergasted, as well as we lose sight of who we are. And that's totally okay. But once you understand that before all the titles and stuff came in, you're still you. And that impacts within our individual selves, being able to walk through these personal transitions. We have to be prepared for everything that comes our way. So for me, a personal transition for me is learning how to trust again, as well as building friendships, networking, and things like that. It's not an easy walk in the park. I'm going to say that. It's not everything we do in life is not a walk in the park. It's not easy. But you have to have that saying, having these affirmations and believe in yourself. Like, I'm strong, I'm incredible, I'm beautiful, I'm intelligent, I'm handsome, I'm handsome, I got this, I'm willing to take on everything that comes my way. This will make me, it will not break me, because I'm able to embrace this change with grace. And I'm going to do it with style and grace, whether who like it or not. I got to do it for me, because we're learning how to navigate these seasons with patience and courage. That makes all the difference. We got to learn with style and grace. We got to be patient. We have to give ourselves patience and grace. Grace and patience go hand in hand within everything we have to do. And it comes when it packs with embracing change with grace. When we rush it, when we get frustrated, when we just have all these negative thoughts, the positive thoughts will not come in, because we're taking so much of the time out of the negative thoughts. We need to pay close attention on being able to embrace these changes, with also being able to be patient. Learning how to understand and accept the things that comes our way. Yes, at times it may come out of the ordinary and unexpected, But those changes and those situations and stuff come at us for certain reasons and main reasons. I think of it as this is needed. Because I can tell y'all some stories. Like, I had days where I just was over and out of it. But things happen the next day from God Himself or whoever you believe in. They will do things in the most mysterious ways to let you know that you're doing something for a purpose. You're doing something for a reason. And take it and embrace it with grace. Embrace this change in your life with grace. But also don't feel guilty about it. One thing that we do that impacts us a lot when it comes to embracing change with grace is sometimes we feel guilty about it. We need to learn how to not feel guilty about what we're doing in our life, because 9 times out of 10 is going to make sense. And it's making sense for us. Sometimes we also have these scenarios where we feel like we're people pleasing. It may not come verbally out of our mouth that we're people pleasing, but the actions will speak louder than words. I'm a real big firm believer on that saying. Actions speak louder than words. And at times our actions will speak louder than our words. Like going back again to the Wellness 101 lesson 19 with learning not to feel guilty about anything we do. Like learning how to be guilty about taking cabin rest. Learning not to be guilty about doing things and saying things that's going to help us in the end. When it comes to this Bible today, we have to be able to embrace change with grace. As well as when it comes to embracing things with grace, we need to be able not to feel guilty about why we're doing what we're doing. As humans, we have the right to feel, the right to say what we want to say, as well as doing what's meant for us and not for the next person. We have to pour into our cup, and we cannot pour into an empty cup into someone else's. We have to make sure that our cup is mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, well-being, as well as financially poured in before we can push ourselves and navigate ourselves out there to the next person. In the personal aspect, as well as professional. Take it from me. Sometimes my cup be running on empty because I have so much going on. And y'all probably know the saying, like, sometimes we going through these issues, leave you at the door. And it took me a good while to learn this from undergrad, because it's like life be lifing. Like, I'm in the process of undergrad. I was in the process of getting this degree, working 2 jobs, and still having a podcast. But now things have shifted. Sometimes I still gotta leave it at the door because it be so much going on. Not only do I have 2 jobs, because now the podcast is like down there full-time job as well, and going to school for grad school and doing it for 11 months and stuff, it's still a process where at times I be like, okay, I need to fill up my cup before I can fill it into my children. And my children meaning my clients that I serve here. And when I work in a school setting, I don't really like to call my students my clients, but the students I serve. Now, my clients basically on the podcast level, vibing out with guests. Oh, yes, too. Even when I'm there, life be lifing. But I also, sometimes it's to the people out there that can shift it, 360 it so good. I applaud y'all because I'm still learning. But it's also, don't feel guilty about having feelings. Embrace them, because you're learning to embrace it with grace. And you're also learning how to deal with this healing in this transformation, because healing is a big thing that we sometimes miss. Healing is something that we all need to do. We need to do it properly, even if it's distancing ourselves, talking to someone, doing things that we know for a fact that we've been putting on the back burner that can help us in the healing stage, such as getting in touch with nature, hugging a tree and things like that, and talking to whoever, the mirror conversation, etc. This impacts everyone. Please learn how to navigate these seasons with patience and courage, because it makes all the difference. With us being able to learn how to heal within transformation, with overall learning how to embrace change with grace, and learning that it's okay, it's all right. We all go through hard times, but they don't last forever. But we want to remember and cherish those days because they humbled us. And not only did they humbled us, they helped us to get to the point that we're at right now. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. Like, yes, we're healing and transformation, but we also have to learn that we have to embrace it with grace, with style and grace. And don't be ashamed. We all go through these things. Trust me. Like I say, I'm probably now your favorite podcaster. And if not, I will be soon. And I'm also a life coach because I feel like everyone needs guidance. And I need guidance too. So not only am I teaching you guys, but I'm learning from you as well. And I'm learning from myself because of what I'm saying. And that's a big thing too when you're working in the health and human service world. You have to be able to practice what you preach before you can serve it to the people that you're working for. Like with me, with my students, I'm not giving them stuff that I have not taught or have not been taught. I'm preparing them for the world and for their lives to understand that mentally you have to keep going, but you also got to give yourself grace and take breaks when it's necessary. But also understanding that you have a voice to advocate, to learn how to have compassion, as well as to have that empathy for others and yourself. But know who's for you and who's not for you. As well as for education, we're going to get this done one day at a time because you're trying. It's like steps. You're walking up the steps. You're taking your time. You got to start from the bottom to reach to the top. It's not going to happen overnight. And they're taking steps little by little. As well as they're taking their steps, I'm taking it with them because I'm also helping them to know that you got to heal in this transformation. Where I'm at for internship and working with them, they're starting over fresh within their academics. This is a healing transformation for them. They're walking and styling with grace. And they're learning how to embrace this change without feeling guilty. They're learning to embrace this without feeling guilty. They're learning how to embrace change, embracing the change that's going on because they were able to get another chance. Because sometimes people will try to give up on the youth. And one thing about me, I'm not going to give up on the youth. And I know with some guys, I know with some of y'all out there too that's not going to give up on the youth, the elderly, the adolescents, whatever population you serve, keep giving and motivating them. But as well as you're serving them and giving to them, make sure you're pouring into your cup as well. Because us advocates and stuff out here, sometimes we get lost in the sauce too. It's like, okay, we're doing all this, but when did we have the time to heal within this transformation for ourselves and embracing change with grace that we have? I know y'all probably like, I never thought about that, but I'm helping you. That's why I say the content is raw and uncut. Because I'm not going to steer y'all wrong. And I'm not ashamed to let y'all know some things that I've been through too. Because it's real. It's like when you go to a therapist, counselor, social worker, psychologist, whatever. You want them to give you the real. You don't want them to sugarcoat it. As well as parents and friends. You want people that's going to give you the real. And not sugarcoat it because that's your friend or your family. Sometimes I had to learn too. That with the criticism, you have to be able to take it. And don't dish it. Because sometimes it's needed in life. Most of the time it's needed in life. And it helps you to realize that, okay, I need to heal in this transformation. Or this transaction. Whatever's going on. So I could be able to embrace this change with grace. And also feel better and heal in this space. Before I give this knowledge to or whatever to someone else. So this impacts everyone. So healing in transit and transition, embracing with grace impacts everyone. And that taps in what's the benefit? Like, what is the benefit of healing in transition with embracing the change? Embracing change with grace. Well, here's the benefit, my friend. Embracing change builds resentment, reduces stress, and help you see new opportunities with clarity. It allows you to let go of fear and step into growth with an open mind. Instead of wrestling, you're learning to flow with life, nature's rhythm, with strength and emotional, spiritual health. Y'all, the way that I had that written out is just like, it's so much that benefits with being able to heal in this transition. with also being able to embrace change with grace. Embracing this change with grace, it builds resilience. It reduces stress, and it helps you see new opportunities, clearly. That impacts with what I mentioned earlier about do not be afraid of this new beginning, this new normal in your life. Because not only are you accepting this new normal, but you're also building and leaning forward to embracing the change with resilience. You're seeing what you can take, what you cannot take, things you didn't see about yourself, and things you were willing to do, but you always had on the back burner. As well as reducing stress. That's a big one in life. When we're able to reduce the change, build for a better us, healing in this transition, this transformation, whatever you want to prefer to be called, we have to be able to reduce the stress levels that we have. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolar, schizophrenia, so on and so on. We don't think about the stress that we may cause on ourselves when we are putting so much or we have so much on our plate. Take it from me again. I have so much on my plate. Y'all gotta put my glasses on real quick. I have so much on my plate to the point where that I keep reminding myself that it's going to pay off because it's going to be stressful. It is. But that's where self-care comes into play and wellness comes into play. It's very important that we prioritize and advocate, as well as putting it out there as many times as possible, that self-care is required and is not recommended. It's a requirement. It's not recommended. It's required. It's not a recommended. Self-care is key to helping us reduce stress as we are willing to heal in transitions, with being able to embrace change with grace. Because there's no way on God's green earth that you'll be able to heal while being stressed. That don't go hand in hand. In order for you to heal from your stress, you have to reduce it by prioritizing your self-care and wellness. Regardless of how big or small it is, you have to do things that's going to make sense for you, my friend, and only for you. Only you. And I'm saying this multiple times with the only you, because you know what's best for you. You are in this race, and it's people on the side that's cheering you on. And I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader from up close or from afar. But I want you guys to understand that in order for you to embrace this change, you have to do what's for you, as well as seeing these things as new opportunities with clarity. You can't see things if it's in you have so much chaos going on. You got to see it clearly. You got to see things clearly. And you got to be able to see new opportunities clearly in your face and understanding why it's happening. Even if you got 4, 6, 8 eyes. And if y'all don't know that little joke, it's like with your glasses, some people got the bifocals and there's a little bit of medication on it, whatever. You have to see everything with a clear eye view. And you have to make sure that you're able to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially be able to these new opportunities. But you have to come in this mindset with a new and clear headspace, and not with the headspace you had previously. Because this is why it's important for you to understand that embracing change is building for you to understand the resilience, reducing your stress, but understanding too, it helps you see new opportunities with clarity. If we're stepping into this, we have to heal. It takes time, but don't take too long to heal. Don't wait till it's too late to start healing. When you know you're tired or sick of this person, the situation going on in your life, and you're willing for a change, do it now, because you have to embrace change with grace. By understanding that I have to do for me before I can do for others. I got to pour into my cup a little bit more before it keeps spilling and spilling and spilling. I'm pouring to someone else, but I'm not getting the same thing in return. With me being able, and it's hard sometimes to build trust, or sometimes it's hard to even build these relationships. I got to take time out for me to understand that I got to put me first. I got to put me first before I put everything first. I got to put me first And understand that it's okay to have these bad times. They're not going to last forever. But I need to cherish them. But I also need to understand that it allows me to let go of fear and step into growth with an open mindset. With me being able to heal in transit, that also embraces me to embrace these changes with grace. Not only does it help me with building resilience and reducing stress, but it also helps me with building and understanding new opportunities clearly with a clear eye view. With allowing me to let go of fear. Because sometimes we have these things where I'm scared, I'm nervous, I can't do it. In order for you to try new things as well as to heal, to grow, and embrace these changes, we have to let our guard down. When we know it's time, don't wait till it's too late to let your guard down. As well as to be able to step in growth with an open mindset. Be able to openly sit in these places and listen to these people. Even with me, it may take you so long to even see who the heck is vibing with Ian. What's her purpose? As well as even with teachers, professors, your boss, your children, your spouse, your friends, your family. You have to be able to come in things with an open mindset and not the same mindset you had. Because the more and more you expand the knowledge and just soaking up growth, it helps you in so many ways to heal within transitions, as well as you being able to embrace changes in your life with grace, style, and grace at that. Instead of, wrestling with it, you're going to learn to naturally flow with life's rhythm. Then having to feel like you're walking on eggshells. Because this is also going to help you strengthen your emotional and spiritual health, as well as your mental well-being, physical and financial health standards. Well, financial well-being and health, all overall standards. But y'all get the picture. This is going to benefit us so much because it's needed, it's essential, it's crucial. Be able to take that chance. Be able to heal. Give yourself grace to heal within this change that you want for yourself. Embrace this change with style and grace and be able to not feel guilty about why you're doing this. And the reason why you're doing this is only for you and not for that man, not for that woman, not for that job, not for that career. You're doing it for you. Everything you do, my friend, is for you. Embrace this change with grace. Chin up, chest out. All the bad times that came into your life and people, thank them. I know at times it's like, why should I be thanking a person or this thing to happen? Because you learned from it. And you're healing in this process. As well as you embracing the change that comes with grace that you want to have as you're healing in this chapter and willing to step into a new one. It's okay. It's going to take time for us to be like, okay, I'm healing and I'm wanting to transform and transition to new things. But I have to understand that I got to pour into me. I got to put into me first before I can put into everyone else. Because if you're not 100% there, how in the world can you make sure that someone's 100% there if you're not 100% there? Let that soak in like seasoning on chicken, steak, fish, whatever. Let it soak. And your mind will be like, wow, I gotta be able to heal and transitions before I can put myself back out there. But I also gotta embrace the change. I also have to embrace the change that comes with this. I gotta embrace this change that comes with it and be grateful that it's happening. But I gotta do it with style and grace. It takes time, my friend. It does. But when it happens, you're gonna be like, I'm glad I did this because it all makes sense. And not only does it all make sense, but I'm doing it for me, and this is what I've needed. So thank them people that did you wrong. Thank them situations that happened into your life, because now you're able to be healed. You're in your healing stage, or you're about to become into your healing stage, or you're ending the healing stage, and you're embracing the change with style and grace. And you're able and you're learning to understand that you got to put you first, but you also got to understand that I need to do for me before I can pour into others. And I got to make sure that I'm able to do for others, but I got to make sure I can do it for myself. And I got to be able to understand that the more and more I pour into me, the more and more I become resilient. The more and more I reduce my stress, but the more and more I'm able to learn new things with an open mindset and be all ears and encourage and ask questions if needed and don't feel afraid. Taking the risk and taking a leap on faith and things like that, because that's me being able to heal as well as me being able to embracing the change that's coming to my life with style and grace. Because it's going to all work out in the end, my friend. I guarantee you. Slow and steady wins the race. Take it nice and slow. Don't go so fast and rush into it. Because when you do that, you don't have the time to reflect on results, tracking yourself, and measuring the time. It's like a SMART goal sometimes. But you want to do it when you're ready, but don't wait till it's too late to start it. Do what's best for you within this healing process to be able to embracing change with grace and doing it in style, but understanding that is a purpose on why we do these things and why we have to do for us before we could do for anyone. You want to make sure that you're mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially prepared to do things before you could do for others. Because sometimes we do, when we're such a opening, carefree, kind-hearted person, we lose sight of, okay, I'm doing all this, but it's like, what about me? Because that energy may not come the same way. But that's why it's time for you to heal and be able to say thank you for the things that did not serve me a purpose. Because now I'm able to learn and be able to do things with style and grace and embracing these changes without feeling guilty, as well as being resilient, reducing my stress. But most of all, I'm taking things with a grain of salt and being able and so full of life and energy to learn from my mistakes, as well as learning in this chapter and learning more in my new normal within my new beginning. And that impacts with when you should lean into healing transition. When you should heal within transition. When should you lean into healing and girl, we know all this. She get to spelling it out for us. We know what it is. We know. And she gonna spell again. Oh my gosh, no, girl. We know. We know. We know how to spell it. I'm trying to highlight it because I already, did the notes. So
Transition.
It's gonna speak again. See this new update, y'all? Oh gosh, it's so fun, but it's so like, oh my gosh. So when should you lean into healing and transition? Well, let me tell you. Whenever you feel uncertain, overwhelmed, or in between, these moments are often signs that transformation is happening, even if it feels uncomfortable. By leaning in instead of, resting, you position yourself to receive the lessons and blessings transitioning brings. Now, going back to what I was saying when I was in the preaching era, when I was preaching y'all about it, because I felt like I was preaching. Whenever you feel that it's time for you to change, it's time for you to heal, this is where your transition begins. This is where the healing transition, embracing change with grace, styling grace begins when you feel uncertain. When you feel uncertain about who you are as a person, within your professional life, within this relationship, within these friendships, within whatever, where you feel like I'm unsure, I'm uncertain, I don't know, my friend, this is where your healing transition begins. This is where things are about to shift. Going back to being able to say thank you to the people and the things that stirred you no purpose and showed you the naked truth. This is where the healing process begins from you, as well as overwhelming. Those two right there, uncertain, overwhelming. When you've been overwhelmed, when you're sick and tired of the same darn routine, and you're like, I cannot do this, I'm not with it, I need something to change, thank the people and the things that have caused this overwhelmment to you, because now you're stepping into the healing transition in your life for better. Stepping into a career that's going to not have you feeling overwhelmed. It's going to have you feeling able to wake up every day in the morning with positivity. Even at times it's not possible, but you feel like you don't feel in your previous lifestyle. Being with that man or woman, my friend, overwhelming. It gets overwhelming sometimes in relationships. I get it. If the conversations y'all had didn't work, thank that person, as well as within friendships. If it gives you overwhelming and it didn't work, walk away with style and grace and let them know I need a break or I can't do it. This is where the healing transition begins for you, as well as your in between. If you're in these between stages, like, I don't know if I want to go here, I don't want to go there, go with your gut and your conscience that's telling you, do this, my friend. Don't go this way. But please, thank them people or that's in them situations or the situation or that person for having you or bringing these things to your life, because it's where the healing transition begins. Those three things: feeling uncertain, overwhelmed, and in the middle, in between, is helping you and pointing out to you that, my friend, it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to be in this healing stage. The transition is coming for you to heal, so you could be able to embrace this change with style and grace, and don't feel guilty or bad about it. Because why? These moments are often signs that transformation is happening. All the things I said and broke down for you when it came into the uncertain, overwhelm, or in between, those signs are helping you understand that your transformation is happening, and it's happening right now. So, my friend, if you know someone is going through this or you're going through this yourself, this is your wake-up call for you to understand that these moments are often signs that your transformation is happening now. Even if you feel uncomfortable about it, don't feel guilty about it, because sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. And my friend, you're about to get comfortable. But also thank them people in that uncomfortableness you have to deal with, because this is where your transformation is happening, and it's happening for the better. Your healing journey is coming. Embrace this change with style and grace, and don't feel guilty about it. Love on yourself and appreciate yourself as we enter this new season to come, because we're in almost Q4 of the year. Change is going to happen. We're in the season right now, too, of seasonal depression and everything. Don't let those things define you. But we are going to thank them people and things that did try to define us in our life at one point in time. Because not only did we learn a viable lesson from them, but we learned that, okay, this is a part of my journey. I have to understand it, and I have to appreciate it. And I thank you for it. But I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm not going to let that come into my new normal, the new chapter, the new season of my life. I thank that person or these things that happened to me, because not only it didn't last forever, but it helped prepare me and it guided me into the muscle, the soldier, the hustler, whatever you prefer yourself to be today. Going back to, you got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. Within transitioning, it's going to happen. School, work, parents, marriage, friends, whatever. We're into these transformations. We are nervous as hell, scared as hell, all those feelings that's uncomfortable. But once we take our time, practice it, and come in there with style and grace and embrace this change, as well as we're healing in this transformation, we're learning that we're getting comfortable. You're not going to get comfortable overnight. It's not going to happen like that. Hell, it's not going to happen like that. Sometimes I wish it was, but it's not. But we have to be able to understand that these are happening for a reason. It's happening for a reason. And it's okay. But I want you to be able to learn that by learning instead of just resting in it, you're positioning yourself to receive the lessons and blessings transformating brings. So it's going to be uncomfortable, my friend, but I'm going to tell you this, and I guarantee you, the lessons and blessings that comes with you in this healing journey, with you being able to embrace, and embracing these challenges with style and grace, these changes, it's all for the better. And it's going to serve you a purpose on why it's very important for you to sometimes sit back and enjoy the ride. Sit back and enjoy these new things that are happening and flourishing in your life, because sometimes we're not used to these things. We're not used to having the spotlight. We're not used to enjoying this. But my friend, I want you to enjoy this healing journey. I want you to be able to enjoy this healing transition. I want you to be able to be able to embrace change with style and grace, but also thank them people in them situations that taught you valuable lessons. Because we have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable with the things in our life that's serving us a purpose. That's going to help us navigate on when does it matters the most to us. Like, why does it matters to me that this healing transition is important for me to understand the embracing change with grace, with style and grace at that. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where does this matters the most? At school and relationships, at work and personal wellness journeys, and even at home. Transition shows up in every area of life, and how you respond shapes your experience. By embracing with grace, you open yourself to smoother pathways and deeper wisdom. Going back to the transformation. School, we talked a lot about how even when you're entering new steps, new grades in your life, or new schools and around new people, we are uncomfortable as hell. But once we understand that this transformation, we made this decision for ourselves because we wanted better. We did not want to go backwards and stay in that place that gave us hell. We accepted everything that came with it. We thank them people for the situations and stuff that they gave us, or the situation that was displayed to us. Because now I do feel uncomfortable. But now that I'm here at the school, I'm uncomfortable, but I guarantee you with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months to come, I'll be comfortable. In a relationship, it's going to be uncomfortable. Even starting new ones. Relationship with friends, rekindling old relationships, friendships, things like that. It's going to be that's going to be uncomfortable as hell. But I guarantee you, once you learn and build that rapport, feel the empathy, you feel like the compassion is being there, and advocating for yourself and building that trust, you're going to be uncomfortable. But slowly but surely, months, days, weeks, months to come, you're going to be comfortable. At work, starting new jobs, getting a job out of college, high school and stuff is uncomfortable as hell. But once you understand that you are willing to be in this transition of your life because you're healing, transformation and things like that is happening, you're doing things for a reason, and you're thinking the people that maybe stirred you wrong or gave you hell, and you're understanding that it's going to be uncomfortable. But once I build the rapport with these people I'm going to be working with, or working with at the company, the compassion, the empathy, the advocating is going to come. As well as in our homes. Sometimes it happens in homes. Same thing. But moral of the story is, it happens the most at school and relationships, at work, and in our personal wellness journey. In our personal wellness journey, we have to do for us. Like, I got to do for E, and you got to do for you, my friend. And I'm going to tell you this. You better do what's for you and what makes sense for you. Don't do things because you hear other people saying, oh, you need to do this. No, you do what's for you. People can give you insights or suggestions, but sometimes all those suggestions may not work for you. Sometimes maybe the things I say may not work for you, but I know one thing is going to work for you. You doing what's for you. You listen to your intuition and that gut feeling telling you, okay, you need to do this. I need to do this. I deserve to have this. Because within this transition, It's showing up in every area of life. And how we respond, how you respond, will impact your experience. Like going back is going to be uncomfortable, but how can you make it comfortable? How can you make this situation, be it at the school, how can you make it comfortable? Being around these people at the school, how can you make it comfortable? How can you make yourself comfortable with dealing with this workload you have with assignments or extracurriculum? Same thing with work. How can you make it comfortable for yourself with people around you, the people you serve in the workload, the relationship? How can you make it comfortable for you with the partner or your friend Excuse me. How can you make it comfortable for yourself? How can I make this comfortable for me? How can I build a rapport with this? How can I be compassionate, the empathy, and advocate for myself? This is where it happens. Because by you embracing them with grace, you open yourself to smoother paths and deeper wisdom. When you able to deal with the uncomfortable and you get comfortable, my friend, you'll be able to embrace them, the journeys and everything we have in life. With grace, style and grace, you open yourself to a smoother pathway and deeper wisdom that open doors for you, but also helps you understand who you are as a human being, my friend. Transition shows up in every area of life, and how you respond shapes your experience. By embracing with grace, you open yourself to smoother pathways and deeper wisdom. I want you to keep that in mind. By embracing with grace, you open yourself to smoother paths and deeper wisdom. You don't wait for somebody else. Don't wait for someone to help you open these doors, because their doors might not open for you. You gotta do what's for you, my friend, and make sure it makes sense. Like if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If you're doing something that don't make sense, my friend, throw it in the trash. Thank you Jesus, or thank whoever you believe in. Thank you for this opportunity, but it's not for me. Put it to the side or throw it away, or keepsake, whatever. But I want you to understand this. Be able to embrace it with grace, with having an open mind, because it helps you open yourself to smoother pathways and deeper wisdom. But also, the transitions are going to show up in every area of your life. But how you respond is how the experience is going to come. Within your healing transition, the way you rely on the outcome and speak on the outcome, it all impacts with you. And lastly, why is this important? Why is it important with the healing transition? Embracing change with grace, styling grace at that. Well, because transitioning are involved. You're evolving. If we learn to embrace with grace, we transform challenges into growth and pain into purpose. By shifting perspectives, what once felt like a storm can instead be stepping stones towards renewal. By shifting perspectives, what once felt like a storm can instead be a stepping stone towards relief. Now let me go back. Bad times don't last forever, because after every storm, there's a rainbow. And you're getting closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light in the tunnel, whichever one you prefer. Because by shifting perspective, what's once felt like a storm can instead be a stepping stone towards renewal. Because you're transitioning, you're evolving in this transition. You're learning to embrace them with grace, the transforming challenges into growth, and that pain into a purpose. We all go through pain, but I want you to put all that pain into a purpose for you. That's where the healing comes in. I'm going through all this pain, but here's the healing part, and it's going to come into a purpose. As well as the challenges we have is growth. Bad times don't last forever. But I need to cherish them bad times, because they help me grow. They help me build who I am today. As well as with you, my friend. Keep that in mind, that we all go through hard times, but this is a lesson for everything we do. It's a lesson in the blessings in the skies for everything we do and how we handle it. And I want y'all guys to know that it's important that you cherish these things, because what once felt like a storm can be stepping you towards a stone a beautiful, pretty stone, a diamond, a pearl, whatever you prefer. It's going to happen. Give yourself grace and appreciate that time, but also love on yourself and understand that it's going to happen. Take it one day at a time. You got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. But my friend, you got this. And I'm cheering you on because I want you to know this. Transitions are hard, but they don't have to break you. They can shape you. Remember that every ending clears spaces for a new beginning, and every shift prepares you for greater alignment. Be patient with yourself as you grow into your next chapter, and trust that purpose is molding you into someone stronger. Trust that purpose is molding you into someone stronger, and you're getting stronger day by day. That's why it's important for you to have these healing transition moments, to be able to embrace change with style and grace. But in this purpose, embracing it with change, but also with style, that's going to help you understand that trust the process is molding you into someone stronger each and every day. And also thank those people and those situations that hurted you, because the bad times didn't last forever. They just helped you in so many ways. Because that impacts with the quote of the day. Change is not the end. It's the beginning of something new. With you stepping into these new chapters, these new beginnings of your life, it's helping you into something. It's helping you understand that something's new coming for you. Change is not the end. It's the beginning of something new. And I want you to remember that. Take the time that you need. Slow and steady win the race. Don't rush out here, my friend. Because when you do, like rush hour, it's not going to be good. Okay? So I hope you all have enjoyed this mighty long start for the month of October, healing transformation, transition, healing transition, embracing change with grace vibe of the day. I hope you guys learned a few important information, key points that's going to help you in the long run. And if not, it's okay, it's all right, my friend, because sometimes we gotta listen to it over and over again and let it soak in like seasoning for us. It's okay. It's all right. But I want you to know this. Do for you what's right for you. But also know that the change is not the end. It's for a purpose. And you have reasons for these stepping stones. And the storms are going to turn into stones, that pot of gold, right in the tunnel, pearls, diamonds, whatever you prefer, my friend. It's coming to you. Manifestation is real. Prayers are always real. But also understand that do for you, don't do for others. And make sure you have people in your corner that's willing to be there for you, and vice versa. Okay? And as always, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to listen and watch me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do. Like I said, I'm here for you from afar, up close, whatever. You got this. It's going to work out. Be able to enjoy this healing this transition in your life, but also learn from it, and also learn not to be guilty about what you're doing and what's going to serve a purpose for you, as well as embracing change with style and grace, and knowing that it's all going to work out in the end. You got this, and this is going to be something that's going to be worth the while. But also, please take heed on also appreciating the bad times. Okay? And as always, you guys will hear from me soon, because you guys will hear from me Friday, and you guys will hear from me next Wednesday. I wish you all nothing but the best. Be safe out here. Enjoy this weather. Enjoy your loved ones, but also enjoy you. Love on you, and do what's right for you, and enjoy this healing transformation, but also embrace it with style and grace. Okay? I love you all dearly. Bye.